It's like we are given a list of transactions, transaction as a class, and transaction objects are created, a list of transactions. We have to find the sum of transaction amounts for each day using Java streams. So maybe we'll see the problem in the editor so that you'll understand better. Let's move on to editor and see how to do it. So this is the problem statement. We are given with list of transactions. We have to find the sum of the transaction amount for each day. So here transaction contains date and amount. We have to find the transaction sum for each date. Let's see the example detail. So here you can see, right? It contains 5 transactions, and for each day there is some amount. So let's say there are overlapping days, right? So for 20th there are 2 entries, for 21st there are 2 entries. So we have to basically sum it up and print the result. So you can just think how you will do it in Java 7 way. You have to basically iterate over this list of transactions and basically create some kind of a map with key as a date and value as sum or the amount. Since it is using decimals, you can say it is double. So there you will basically look for the date. If it is first time, add the date, add the amount. If it is coming second time, extract the date and add the value to the existing one and calculate. So how to do it in Java 8 world? So I'm sure you must know this, but some methods you may not be able to recall, or some methods you may not be aware. That we'll understand here. So we need map here. There is no change, and it is string, and I'll go with double, and we can say daily sum or daily sums, or daily sum is fine. So transactions is the one we have to process. We have to start streaming. This is the basic stuff. We have to collect. So if there is a map, right, we have to use collect. So how to collect is important. So basically, we have to use something called group by. So which we know already. We have used in a couple of examples. I'm grouping by. What is my group by condition here? First is I have to get the transaction date. One way is you can say maybe like trans and trans dot get date you can do. This is one way. I'll give another variation quickly in some time. So here we have used something called counting. So counting was useful if we have to count how many times this key is appearing. But here what we need is we have to sum the values corresponding to that count or the corresponding to that key. So here what we have to do is we have to find the sum of the amount for every date. So here we can use something called summing double. You can see summing and summing long. There are a lot of variations. We are going with summing double. Okay. In summing double, what we need is transaction, transactions, basically amount is required here. I hope you understood. So basically for this transaction, let me close this. For this transaction, we are basically getting the date here, and for the same transaction we'll get the amount also, and we'll try to sum it up. So I hope you understood. Basically we are taking transaction date as a key, values like summing the amount. That's what we are doing. So let's see, there is an error with respect to bracket, and let's see where is the problem. We need another bracket. That's it. And as we know, we can replace this with method reference. So that's what ID is suggesting. I'll go with this. I'll go with this. So basically, my date and amount is replaced. Why I wrote initially is to make you understand. For every date, we are summing the value in the value section. Now it's pretty simple. We just have to print, as you know how to print the map. We have already done a couple of times. We have to for each. and we have to take this. So our key is date, value is sum. You can give anything. This should be meaningful. So I'll go with this out. I can say uh, date is, so let's give a space, date, and we can say amount is. So whenever you are printing result, right, follow good practices, because if you don't give the proper spacing and all, it is difficult to understand the output. So let me run this. So we got the result. So there was one space required here, just a small formatting. So I hope you understood how you can basically calculate the transaction sum for every day. This is pretty simple. I hope by now you know about collectors, group by, and all the functionalities at certain extent. What I would normally recommend, as I told a little earlier also, whenever you're using any library, see the other functionalities it provided. So it will be handy whenever you're writing some other code in future. I hope you understood. Let's move on to next question.